Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League Season 14, Week 8. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I am your caster in today's journey into top tier NA battles. Vendetta versus Mayhem, duking it out. Should be exciting to see how these two teams square off against each other. Had a great top tier matchup yesterday that ended up being OP dominating. I think we may have a bit of a closer battle back and forth here this afternoon, this evening, tonight. Should be, again, an exciting matchup between two teams that have been playing pretty well so far this season. Definitely up in the top 10 in the NA division at the very least. And actually, let me make sure that is correct. I haven't double checked their recent standings. Go to the match page online. We can see, yeah. Okay, so Mayhem's 12th. Vendetta's 5th, Mayhem 12th, so not quite in the top 10. And again, it should be a good, solid series today. Let's go ahead and look at the pick bands as the lobby is nearly ready to go. Nearly filled. I'll give the players the go ahead when they are ready. But the bans and picks coming in for the day, coming in from Vendetta, we have the Snow Peak Subway combo, and from Mayhem, the Arctic Tanker combo. Leaves us with meta close quarters maps like Subway and, like Suburbia, and some custom maps like Shipyard. Obviously, long-range maps like Downfall and Abandoned on the table as well, and Bazaar, Quarantine. So, should be starting this off, map number 1 on Suburbia. Vendetta's map pick. We'll see them on the attack out the gate, and we are now just waiting on a 5th to join in. Do have everyone in lobby on both sides, so we can take a look at the active rosters for the day. Starting things off over on Vendetta, we have Catholic Goat, Fuse 65, Steve Jameston, Whiskey, and Chip 9. And over on Mayhem, we have James Boak, High Voltage, Oaks, Mithril Marauder, and Marksman. Double check I'm not getting these things mixed up here. Yeah. I had the names mixed up last game, I think I did with Vendetta, but active rosters on the table today. Both teams filled with their standard roster. I don't believe any off-roster subs coming in here this afternoon. And first objective, kicking things off on the north side of the newly lit Suburbia map. I think we have everyone just about ready to go too, so round 1 should be starting any moment. A shout out to those fine folks tuning in, hanging out, enjoying the action here today. Catching the pre-round setup before we get into the first round of the day. Do appreciate you hanging out. I guess we're just going to wait around a little bit. I told them to give me a few minutes, 2 to 3, but maybe they want a little more to strategize. They don't necessarily need to start right away. They do have 10 more minutes if they wanted it, but I think that it does look like we are going to get into round 1. Vendetta on the attack, Mayhem on the defense. A little shout out from Chip. Appreciate that.
Did we make sure?
Yeah, he is.
And I appreciate the diligence of the Vendetta squad, making sure that I'm in lobby. Oh, that's a dang good nade that nearly catches out Vendetta if they were a touch slower. James does set up pretty early here on School Bus, but it does take the damage. One more bullet that catches them, and they'll be down, potentially unresable. Oh, and James is going to keep applying pressure. How much farther will they go? Definitely an aggressive defensive setup here from Mayhem to be pushing out this far. Out of all the objectives, this is where you'd want to get this sort of aggressive setup, though, because it does prevent this team from really being able to push over into the playground effectively. And you can see now everyone's sort of piled up here over on the west side. And they're going to be running into Oaks. Rest of this defense that is patiently waiting for the approach through every other lane but that bus side lane. Ooh, James does go down. Pushed very far forward there. Now, bus side is opened up. Mythical Marauder still defending the close quarters. Smoke's coming in. Whiskey also taking some shots, and there may be a blank for Marauder if they're not careful. You see Oaks is watching over the shoulder of Marauder, but that's a very tight angle, and frankly, if Oaks isn't too careful, they'll find a team kill there. Oh, a good swing from Goda. Nicely timed one as Marksman was on the reload. Vendetta into a bit of an advantage. Marauder trying to flash and swing, and there's too much bullets coming their way. Chip and Wiz both firing rounds. They'll find that kill. Volsage does find one over the top, but it's still in favor of Vendetta 2v3.
At lane 3 now.
Ooh, Oaks pops up, catches one. Fuse is going to reinforce this, so there will be more here. Oh, and then nade doesn't go quite far enough. Two v 2. Minute 30 left on the clock for Fuse and Chip to work with. Not a lot of time. Oh, and Fuse swings out, catching Volsage on a rotation. It's a 1v2.
Yeah, that means one of the last one's probably lane 1.
Oaks, not necessarily on objective, but does have objective coverage, and Fuse has some general idea of their location based off of the positions they've cleared. Chip should be running into the firefight soon, but there's a minute left. Having some controller issues, but he has that sorted now as they're approaching Oaks, who is still tucked in behind the cement piece, and Chip may be able to get around Oaks here if they go long enough. Oaks shouldn't hear these footsteps. Really don't. Oh, and Oaks finds the kill. Can they stand up in time? No, Chips is there, and it's going to be a 1-0 out the gate for Vendetta. They bounce back from a tough start. Mayhem taking an early lead, and now they go on the defense after taking a Marsoc round. Good opener for the Vendetta squad and a nice patient approach to getting that first point. A matter of seeing what kind of series we're in for, because Mayhem definitely opened that up fast. I imagine that they're going to then come into this offensive round pretty fast. I anticipate there to be a pretty good level of aggression that they'll be throwing out here, and Vendetta got to be ready for that. See if they are, as we get into round 2. Similar style of aggression, but a bit differently timed as Chip swings wide on the bus side very late. Does catch one on a rotation around burning building.
-1.
Right as Chip pops out, James nearly finds the kill.
Well,
That's a pretty decent nade, just a little bit too far. Would have been an amazing toss that had connected. Wow, Chip finds another one, continues to push. James on the corner, does finally find the kill. And with 4 minutes left, we'll have to see what Mayhem are going to try and work up. Vendetta have their lanes relatively covered. Fuse, we've forgotten, still playing that point defender here. Does catch another kill. Gets flashed out nicely by Voltage. Tries to counter flash. It connects, and Voltage can't push. A great retreat from Fuse. Blindly grabbing the flash off their vest. They're able to tuck in and avoid a kill, and Mayhem are left unable to answer back 2v4.
Rotated lane 3.
They keep pushing out and then falling back. So he's on this porch between lane 3 and 4, middle line.
Bit of guesswork by Voltage. Looking for an angle in.
230, guys, hold.
The classic audio bug of hearing the other team's comms through. Only we hear it, but we can hear the other team over the radios when they use it. So they're calling out the time there. Basically just 2 minutes of defending. Voltage able to retreat back before Wiz is there to connect. Very risky taking that re-peek, but
Need help, Flash. Need help.
certainly they won't go out a third time. Oh, Voltage finds one. Are they going to be able to get back?
Another
They
one dead,
are. A great pop out and pick. And this time ticks down. Voltage tries to start to clear some key points before they can cross.
We have 2 dead in lane 4.
Steve able to find that kill, and it does put Voltage alone. Goat puts the shots through the wood to pick up the final one, and Vendetta take a 2-0 lead out the gate. First objective, definitely one of the slower ones that you can get on this map, as the entry points we kind of feel are limited. This next objective, taking us into the center, middle house, middle of the objective, definitely a bit more wild. Looking at the KDs here. Standout shooter, Fuse, 3-1, but Chip also 3-1. Vendetta definitely finding kills, but Mayhem also on the board, 2 apiece for James, High Voltage, and Oaks. We've come close, but not quite, locking in those final bits of the round, so. Could have been the objective, definitely a tough one to open up with. Not exactly ideal that they lost it both ways, but not an easy objective. This one, I also don't necessarily... Well, depends on how the team attacks. I do kind of consider it easier, I suppose. "18 seconds till round 3 begins. Let's see how Mayhem defend this one in the middle to kick off round number 3.
Don't let him do it. Yeah, I want to cap.
Yeah, Vendetta likely are looking for a cap. An interesting comment from the Mayhem team there. Certainly would make sense. It would put them into the 4-0 map wins territory right away into map 2. Really run away with some momentum and shut Mayhem down. But good to hear the encouraging words from the Mayhem squad, keeping them focused. Will it be what they need to get this round to win?
You got smokes from lane 2, sounds like.
Smoke from.
Oh, Fuse tries to make their way through the smoke, not quite covering the corner of High Voltage and denying the vision on the cross. I don't know if that's what its intention was. I think it's actually just denying vision from the doorway, but Goat is going to try their hand at this move. James is pushed up, so they have a bit of a redundancy here. And Goat hears those shots. James swings to get shut down by Steve behind Catholic Goat. But it is a 3v4 in a matter of seconds.
One behind.
Ooh, the
center
flash.
house car.
Almost connects on the Wiz, and they're able to drop back in time before Rogues finds the kill. Steve tries to push in. Through a well-defended OBJ, and Mayhem are putting up a much cleaner defensive round here.
Still got 4 up.
Might have been a two.
It's on slide.
Nice support from Chip.
Thank you. There's another one in the house or
Slides, peek, draws the push, and now it's a 2v3. They've got really only one on that second floor, so if they can get past Marauder and Marksman, then there's a chance for a cap. Oaks should be rotating back, nearly rotates into the line of fire of Whiskey.
You got an extra mag?
Wonder if Whiskey got that mag. Yeah, Chip on this rotation could be big. As they take those shots, they draw Oaks off the angle from Whiskey. Chip finds Oaks.
I think we're echoing. I think he's upstairs.
A big push in. They have a slightly off-kilter kill count here, but they definitely play into Mayhem's hand. The 2v2 with Marauders still tucked into that bottom floor. Oh, and a great peek from Marauder. Snags one. Chips alone. Both in the top floor now, and Mayhem have been able to put themselves into a much better position here for round 3.
Front yard. One minute.
$40 seconds for Chip to try to push into 2 defenders. No utility available. So far, I've guessed some locations by circling around. Catches Marauder, but in a trade, and with one left alive, it's going to go into the hands of Mayhem. Pretty critical round there for Mayhem. They don't secure that. It's Vendetta running away 3-0, going into the defensive round, feeling confident, able to play aggressive, shut down any early crossings. Now, Mayhem could throw that aggression back at Vendetta with a bit of a push and attempt at the objective. Could push them up 3-2. And it's an objective where things can go wrong and the offense can push in for cap opportunities, so definitely an option.
Back to OBJ if needed.
Don't die.
Do not die, yeah.
No problem. We need to just
Go sit down and hide.
Definitely fucked up. I should have killed that guy carport. But
away. Thought I had a better chance. Watch out for the nade.
On my controller.
I'm not thinking. Wait, I'm gonna peek real quick.
Killed lane 1, I think. Lane 1.
Oh, Marksman gets shut down. Shots coming across the board as Marauder peeks out to catch the skill on the top floor. Vendetta getting cut down, and Mayhem with 3 left alive are in a 3v1 situation. Goat needs to get around to get this res, but is not likely going to be able to push out of that house comfortably to go all the way over and get Chip. The best Chip can do is
In the window, he may have gotten res.
stand and communicate information they see to Goat to try and work off of, but Goat does not find themselves in a good position in a 1v3. Chip finally confirmed, so no more comms coming in to Goat. Goat has to peek out and hold down a huge amount of angles, and Voltage catches the final kill Mayhem need to swing this thing back up 2-2. All tied up in map 1 here. Looking pretty good for Mayhem as they bounce back from an otherwise rough start on that first objective. We now do an objective swap, and so things could change yet again. And if that's the case, Vendetta could come out 4-2. I think we may trade defensive rounds here, though. Which would put us at a round 7, map 1 decided. Definitely not the worst place to be. Quick gander at the KDs. Drink them in. Chip 6 and 3. Playing quite well there. Unfortunately, them dying early round definitely sets back Vendetta and their ability to effectively defend. Mithril and Voltage 4 and 5 respectively, looking good, and Mayhem have managed to bounce back into this one pretty nicely. Round number 5 kicking off here.
Yeah, I'll definitely come with you.
We'll see how Vendetta approach the attack, and if it's going to be a conservative rotation, pushing in over to the playground side, or a bit more fast, pushing up straight to the objective. Options are there, and oftentimes defense can push up pretty heavily here to defend on this side, but Mayhem are seemingly playing into the idea that Vendetta are going to have to cross these lanes.
Flash lane 3.
Voltage beaks out. A little gander at
I
Chip.
haven't spotted.
Whiskey and Chip both going to lose the option of really effectively pushing out there, but it does give them some information, and Voltage is playing this pretty fast. The flash up and over the top. They've got Jameson flash, but I think they got counter flash right as they swung, so they blind fire into Steve and can't find the kill, and Steve's able to push out to kill High Voltage. Absolute chaos with the blinds there around the corner, but Steve survives, and Chip finds a kill. A quick refrag from Marksman does make it a 4v3, but Vendetta have found themselves an advantage here.
There's still one on the porch of this house, right? Or is that the one that rotated up?
Yeah, that was the one I
A dangerous grouping here. The whole team tucked in together. Whiskey, fortunately, not flashed, and so they're able to defend from the push.
That was a bad call. Yeah, look that far.
There's one lane 2 in the back houses.
One dead, one dead.
Big kill from Marksman.
We at 30.
Now continued to rotate back and forth here in the background. I think now looking for any sort of utility up there. Oh no, the LMG. Maybe they've run out of ammo. Either way, they picked it up just in time to find a kill. They can't rotate out without Steve catching them, and Vendetta take a Marsoc round 3-2. I thought we were trading Volk rounds, but that is not the case here. Chip finds another one on the board to put it up 7-4. But Marksman with 3 kills that round, definitely coming alive. They were 0-3 going into that round, so it takes the full team to really get you in and winning rounds at this level. And so far, Vendetta doing well to put one back on the board after losing 2 in succession there. 3-2 with Vendetta going on the defense. Sticking at this objective here in the northwest corner. Quick shout out to everyone tuning in. Just taking a look at the chat. We got a couple of fine folk in here. Peas, Skateboard, Freak, Wookie, Mason, Bono, Skateboard. Appreciate you all hanging out and enjoying. Back to it we go for round number 6. Vendetta looking to secure this map, their map pick, with a 4-2 victory. Got to do it here on this defensive round. So far, they've managed to get up into some pretty aggressive defensive positions. Oh, that flash goes a little too far. I think even if it had hit the roof, it wouldn't have necessarily caught voltage. So Steve could have gotten one just over the other side of that the swing. They would have been. Okay, just a little too far. Good work there from James to catch the pop-up. Forward defense is down to some extent, but James did get shot by Catholic. Hughes also still holding a forward position, but staying tucked in. Goat going with some more solid cover, finds themselves completely surrounded by this team. now with Goat down, Mayhem 5v3. Vendetta could be letting Mayhem tie this thing up. Hughes is going to play a big role here.
Traded here, he's dead.
Quick res, and all four can push into this objective. Matter of fact, they could be considering, with 5 alive, a cap attempt here. Heavy smoke, suppressive fire, come in from multiple angles, try and draw Chip's attention, maybe kill Whiskey. That's what they need here, but Chip on the backside and Whiskey, will it be enough? It's definitely a tall order, this defensive duo.
I'm coming. I'm grenading. Coming now. We got 2 minutes 50, so.
Miss, how many smokes do you have?
One.
James, do you have one?
Can hear the question of how many smokes are available coming in from the Mayhem side, wondering what their options are like in terms of a push, because they definitely want to try and seize this opportunity.
They're sneaking up lane 1.
Quick res, and across on the other side of the street. Chip goes down, Whiskey's alone. Trades with Volsage and Mayhem with 4 left. Take the round, tie the series, 3-3. We're ahead of the distance for map 1. I said it would be a good one, and here we are. Enjoying a good one. Next objective and the final OBJ of the map, of course, is Burning Building. Go ahead and listen to the wind chimes, the only wind chimes in the map. But into Burning Building we go. And this should be quite a interesting final round to have, depending on how Vendetta want to push this. There are options to heavily smoke, apply pressure, put the threat of a cap on the board, force Mayhem into some rotations, try and pick them. I've seen it all, and Vendetta have the ability to deploy it all, so Mayhem, well, they'll be prepared. Should be an exciting final round, and we'll see who does take our first map. Map 2 gets picked by Mayhem, as they are the away team. Map 3 by Vendetta. And a shout out to One Fries and Wendigo VR for dropping the follows as they've stopped in to enjoy the action. I appreciate that support and hope you're having a good time chatting it up and enjoying yourself some good quality Onward VR esports. One of the best VR shooters out there. We do appreciate those follows though, and hope to see you back for more esports action throughout the course of the rest of the season. Several weeks left, so you've got yourself plenty of games to tune into. Back to it we go, though, for the final round of map number 1. Our final objective, the Burning Building. Vendetta on their final attack in Mayhem defending here.
Good plan. No caps. Remember, we got this. Just roll straight through it.
Play it smart, guys. Just trying to
Play smart, play smart.
Don't have to. Remember-
A lot of utility coming in from Mayhem. They were anticipating Vendetta would apply a bit of a quicker play here up through the center. Maybe an effort onto the objective because it is so capable, but
Grenade from lane 3.
Vendetta have been playing this much slower. Haven't deployed any utility yet.
3. Possibly lane 2.
Yeah, the smokes are gone.
Oh, could have been a good defensive hold. Ends up getting shut down. Vendetta have a good approach here into the objective space. James has to hold it down. Marksman on the backside doing some work as well.
One's lane.
Oh, and a triple for James as they swing out. Catching some big kills off utility coming in. And the final shots come in from Mayhem. They lock it in. They come back from an 0-2. They take their opponent's map. And they go into their map pick with a 1-0 lead. Definitely a solid comeback. A bit of a squandered round there with James swinging around to find 3. Otherwise, they were close to objective and were ready to threaten it. The rotations were going to have to come in from Mayhem soon. But James definitely clutched that one up. Go ahead and add another point onto the Mayhem scoreboard. Hide the gameplay and get ready for map number 2. Where do we go from here? Interesting. Looks like Mayhem trying to shake things up a little bit. Taking us to a map I haven't seen. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I guess you didn't see anything. Taking us to a map I haven't seen in quite a while. It is Downfall Night. Haven't had this one played out in a long time. And should be exciting to see these teams battle here on Downfall Night for map number 2. And Vendetta now find themselves in a very tough position. Obviously not where they want to be with Vendetta, with Mayhem going into a comfort zone here on Downfall. Score not showing. There we go. And doesn't look like we have any subs coming in on either side. We could see me in the lobby and should know that I'm ready to go, and so we should be getting into map 2 pretty shortly here. Oh. 45 minutes suburbia in the books. Imagine downfall to be an equal length, unless Mayhem can do a little magic and find some caps. I think they're definitely going to try and use the night vision to throw off the standard loadouts of Vendetta, and it's maybe why we're waiting as long as we are, but to get this map started, because players are prepping their loadouts. But I do see everybody readied up and good to go, so round number 1 of map 2 should be kicking off.
Here's smoke, here's smoke.
Tank on it.
We have night vision,
Alright, someone who's got on quest needs to hold this line up a dumpster. I can't
and
hold
so
it.
we are seeing a much clearer picture than the
Going upstairs.
other teams,
look.
but other than the players are, but early shots coming. They're looking for early picks. Voltage tries to connect here,
one
and
made it
Chip
up, but I'm
instead
Minus 1.
fires back onto Ose, hitting a nice shot through the window.
One made it to upper dumpster. There's also one
Oh, James
upstairs
tried to cross
in,
behind
the
Voltage.
center
They go down,
or center hotel.
and Mayhem have lost 2 out the gate.
Oh, I thought that was a head. What the hell? I look exactly like one.
One down lower red. Second floor. Well, somebody else said -1. We should be 2.
I think he's more towards the bungalow now.
Yeah, keep trying to watch for the cross to the east.
Speaking of the cross in the east, let's see if Marksman can work away across what is, again, very set up defense. 5 alive for Vendetta. They definitely shut Mayhem down early here.
Oh, that was you running.
Is there one in center hotel?
Yeah, there's gotta be. There's definitely one there.
Oh, Infuse finds a 1-2 transfer from the rooftop. Catches Marksman before they can do anything, and the pop-up double finds Vendetta with the map win. Or excuse me, with the round win, not the map win. They got a ways to go for that. A tied total score line. As Vendetta push it up 4-4. I definitely do agree that Downfall Night does look very good with the night vision on. I wonder what the it's interesting, like what if this was the colors? What if this was how it looked in the game without night vision? You know, like how would a map like this, colored like this, play? Obviously, you wouldn't really need to run night vision. But you'd be really lit in these windows, you know? I mean, they are now. Especially, I mean, even more so when we go into these darker modes. You know, they are very much super exposed in some of these windows where normally they would be relatively camouflaged. Back to it we go, though, for round 2. Get to see how Vendetta approach this one.
Be ready for a quick center hotel push, guys. Don't get too ready for a nade and a flash.
No, it is quick spawn. It is quick spawn.
Yep, one center hotel. They didn't know about quick spawn.
Oaks has managed to get up into the 3rd story. Called out Vendetta's location. And Vendetta very much, well, at least safely tucked into their spawn building. At least the building right across from their spawn point.
Never mind, shooting a shadow.
And the challenges of night. Uncertain on what they're shooting at as Marksman also takes shots towards
outside door.
a duo that managed to work their way in.
Yeah. He's the outside center of the. West side. Might be inside now. Not really, they got me pinned with the M249. Nope. No, I'm watching crawl cap now. I got an angle.
So I can make this entrance into center.
Oaks has taken up a defensive position here. Waiting for the push up this 3-story. Chip still suppressing Marksman. As Whiskey looks to potentially rotate up here soon. Ooh, and Steve might be able to find a shot on the Marksman if they're not careful. See that angle out the window. Oh, and there it is. A very nice shot from Steve to catch that head.
Church is still there.
Not yet.
Oak's still here, and if they don't effectively defend and push out of this spot, there could be an opportunity for a push to objective for a cap.
We're downstairs. There, guys, upstairs.
I'm sure Vendetta would like to make this a 3-0 out the gate here on map 3, or map 2. Looks like Steve is finally going to pressure Oaks, and maybe they felt they've cleared this space
Yeah, one's in White House.
Oh,
because they've got that first kill. Steve just makes it past Oaks before Oaks finds the kill. Catholic Goat still now out on the second balcony,
There's
and
4 of them on me.
Oaks not afraid to give away their position. Nice flash up and over. Does blind Oaks into the corner. And Goat doesn't find Oaks until... Oh, no. It's not too late. They find the kill. Mayhem are down to 3. 4 alive in the 3-story. And
One still
Fuse
White House.
suppressing and trying to shut down Mithril from having Overwatch. Like I said, very easily identifiable in these windows, and otherwise it is a relative challenge to see them.
He's
Yeah, but I think he moved up. He had to have.
1 minute 30. We gotta get a couple picks. We have to.
We gotta start getting smokes and stuff on.
You for real?
Can I get this through the
Wrong.
stair, please? Oh, I'm not gonna be able to get this smoke through the stair. Oh, I got it.
High Voltage has made a very interesting push here. They're going to catch Whiskey out. Fuse has an angle on them, but they can't hold that for too long. Goat on the 3-story goes down. Fuse catches Marauder on Overwatch. Voltage still close by. Gets shut down by Fuse. James the quick refrag. It's a 1v2. Voltage is able to call information out. Chip on a rotation. Can't get the res. James shuts it down up the stairwell. Voltage just barely shutting down this Mayhem team, and Vendetta team, excuse me, and Mayhem do put one on the board. We are tied up 1 apiece on map 2, just like we were on map 1. Give me a bit more in the middle. Where are we headed for our next objective? A little bit of a shift. Not a big one, but it will mean a shift in potential spawn points for the attacking team. But we are taking it right over there, just across the street from our previous objective. So we stay in the south. See if we get the north spawn here from Mayhem, or, oh no, they spawn in the same spot they did last round. A little bit less identifiable, and so you can see now the players are not starting prone to the ground because they know that nobody can see them here.
James, I'm going to hotel. Okay.
See how Mayhem approaches this, but they bounce back on their map pick. Map 2 here, and if they can take this one, they take the series. Wow, how does that team kill happen? Mithril thought it was an enemy pushing Oaks. And a very unfortunate team kill puts Mayhem down into 4.
I got peeked. Baited. Be ready for him to push.
What in the hell?
We got one second floor of a dumpster. Second floor dumpster. Lower dumpster. Might have hit him. Don't think I got him. Just be aware.
The Mayhem team unable to find any picks on this Vendetta defense yet. I guess outside of their own team. But pretty standard stuff. Goat Steve up front, Chip holding the two-story. They've got players on the backside watching the Overwatch angles, so...
I'm down, Shin. There's one Shinner.
Buddy.
I think Oaks, yeah, throwing a offensive smoke there. A nice read to see them
I agree.
quickly dialing in on the stairs, waiting for Oaks to push up. And Whiskey shuts that down. Didn't have any suppressive fire over the top to push out any of these forward defending angles. And finally, well, I guess not finally, because Vendetta... Oh yeah, Vendetta does find a hit pick.
There's one lower red, but he's out of
The first
the
one
wall.
they've found, 'cause again, the first one was a team kill coming in. Oh, and Marksman
He's dead.
finds
He's
that
dead.
shot.
Lower dumpster, second floor. Alright, 220 on clock, 220. How did you see me there? Yeah, he's twins, still north building.
Ooh, and Marksman almost catches Whiskey. Steve with the quick pop out there. Doorway catches that kill, and James and Mithril left in a 2v4 trying to work up to the objective. Make it a 1v4.
One down center hotel.
As now it's all up to James. Can't battle the whole Vendetta team, and Steve Jameson finds that kill to wrap up this round. Fuse 7-1 on the Vendetta side. Definitely finding quite a few kills. Vendetta now a cap away from taking this map, and well, if there was an objective to cap on, it would be this one. Definitely doable. Where do we go from here for map 3 is the question. I think we likely head to Quarantine, will be my guess. Native Bazaar. Back into the action we go, though, for round number 4, map 2. A solid back and forth we find ourselves in here. Oaks is just sending out some
James, what's the spawn
guesswork
point
there. With the spawn point for Vendetta, well, I guess there was a kill, but...
Yes, I might have dropped one on the cross. Might be Lima 4.
Steve trying to make the push forward here. They still have that threat of James on that hilltop side that can peek down.
In a hotel. Do it. Do it safely. Do it. Do it. Remember, they got Sin Hotel right now. They got Sin Hotel.
Vendetta have made a nice rotation to get over here. Did not get the easy route that Mayhem did.
Yep.
Had to
Yep,
cross
took a shot at me
a
from
couple of line of sights. Steve nearly going down here. Several people with lasers dialed in to their location on the top of this roof. Marksman in particular could find the kill. And there it is. Marksman does find the headshot onto the
I
roof.
got killed. Center Hotel. 1 kill. Headshot.
Vendetta are
They got
down to
us from
3.
the South Watch.
I'll go to Twin Peaks.
I've never been.
Town. I don't think I've ever been either. I might have. I don't know. You know what's weird? I've never had Dr. Pepper or Pepsi in my whole entire life.
Alright guys, we have 2 minutes.
Fuse doing a lot of work on the roof here, trying to find these angles.
Expect the one in that spare room.
He's not in there. I saw him in the top. Or of South Watch, that's what I mean.
Where in Southwatch? Like in the top?
Yeah, second floor.
Oh, and James almost getting tagged there by Fuse again.
North, twin side.
Damn it, I need a pick, man. We need a pick.
I think we're echo. You take damage? You good?
James definitely finding a lot of resistance on this hillside. While Whiskey's managed to work their way up pretty
Oh, it's
close. To a duo here, tucked inside.
Real good. I like your haircut.
Whiskey doing a
Lower
little,
dumpster guys, second floor or first floor, just looking over at
I
the
don't know,
side.
trash talking is the right word, but a little chatting.
Yo, are you first floor or second floor? You mind telling me?
I'm second floor.
Oh, thanks. Got it. Why don't you be like outside? One is still at lower dumpster.
Fuse and whiskey. With one more on the Overwatch. Looks like Chip's still alive there in 3-story. Oh, and whiskey botching that smoke toss. They wanted to get it into the window, but have redirected. Oh, and whiskey catches one. Voltage still on the backside in the window to support. And now Fuse taking shots up top. Doesn't expect Voltage there. Marksman catches whiskey, and it's all up to Chip, who's now pushing out a 3-story. 20 seconds left. They get across several angles, and they don't have time to crouch. They have to keep the running going, and their position's been called out. And they're now going to push into a heavily defended OBJ. Can't find the shots up top, and Mayhem tie it up 2-2. Vendetta not getting away with any easy rounds here, and on Mayhem's map pick, they managed to bounce back from, again, a rough start on Suburbia to now a pretty even back and forth here on Downfall. Will Mayhem secure the series? That is the question. 2 points away from doing it. If they can secure a cap, and this next objective, well, can be capped on. Definitely has its weak points, and Mayhem are aware of them, so we'll see if they can exploit them in the dark against Vendetta. Fuse 7 and 2. Definitely doing some good shooting here on Downfall for the team.
Said second floor, and I said, watch you be outside. And guess where he was?
I'm still going tower. I'm still going tower.
Let's see where we go from here into this next round. With Mayhem on the attack, how will they approach this OBJ? And the sound of crickets is all we've got so far. Oh, there's some shots coming in.
Okay, well, Marksman got it. Northwest side of Center Hotel.
Not sure towards where, but they're coming in.
Watch out for one pushed out on us here.
Rotate around.
Road's dead.
Wolf's catching a key kill, and now Marksman trying to work their way up. Whiskey with a big pick over the top of the hill.
That or he just jumped.
Catches one in the south. Evens things out 4-4 as Oaks tries to get rid of
There's one in
backline defense and can't quite connect. Mayhem just trying to pick apart the edges before they move their way in. That's what Downfall is all about. Marksman trying to find a real nice needle thread through the doorway, the window, and down into Whiskey's position, but can't quite connect with it. And now Mithril and James are just working their way slowly up to the objective side. It is well defended with both Fuse and Chip able to see a front of the objective cap, but if they can get rid of Fuse, there's an opportunity for a cap there on the corner. So there is definitely some weakness in the Vendetta defense, and Mayhem may be able to find it.
Alright guys, we've got one at lower red, inside lower red. We've got one in the basement of Heli 2, sorry. We've got one in the dark room of Brothel, and we've got one on the rock wall. That's all four. That's all four. I'm basing that based upon the dark room. That's all. Dark.
I'm not sure if there's a side compartment to lower red, but if there is.
He's definitely giving away their
Lower
location
red
with
is
that
on
comm
the
point.
west side of lower red. Maybe outside. He might be inside. Guys, did you hear the lower red call out? Lower red is on the west side of it. He's either outside or he's inside in the middle tucker.
2 minutes left for Mayhem to eventually push up here. Smoke comes out, trying to block Vendetta's line of sight. Goat doesn't see the initial cross. Oh, and this is Downfall being Downfall, a slow one. These guys try and work their way up, clearing every little inch, utilizing all of the little bumps and crevices in the map to avoid detection.
Bulk tower.
Press a fire up towards Chip.
Still south side lower red.
I said we wait it out because I'm not wanting to get shot at.
There's the call from Chip. Hughes still holding that late corner angle. If James had a nade, they could definitely get rid of them.
We need it. Come on.
50 seconds left, though, and the call-out comes from James that they have to push forward here. Definitely is accurate on that time investment needed, and Fuse is tucked into a bit of a tighter position now. Oh, and a team kill from Chip is huge. That opens up the opportunity for James to push in. They're going to get past Chip's line of sight. The suppressive fire is out. James drops his tablet, has to go back, pick it up, does get to the corner, and they're going to punch in the code. Oaks is inside. Mayhem have full control. Goat and Chip can't retake. And unless they can't get it in 12 seconds, but they can, Mayhem take map 2 and the series off of a cap on the corner. Not what Vendetta we're looking for there, especially with how good they started on Suburbia, but they just weren't able to really get momentum back onto their side, and Mayhem continued to find round wins, and ultimately a cap there puts them into a very good position for this map 3. We do have to wait for Vendetta to choose that map, but Mayhem have managed to take away a solid 1-2 on Suburbia and Downfall, and now we again go to Vendetta's map 3 pick. We play that third map out for the rounds, because they do matter, but uh-oh. Looks like we have the night vision bug. I didn't know that was still a thing. Unless the sand has just gotten really bright. Do a quick reset on our end. Technically, you won't see any of it, but give us a brief moment here to sort this out. Map 3 though, Vendetta, other than playing Subway's their best map. Cargo. That Onward. Up its volume. There we go, and yeah, it is going to be a cargo. But we got in just in time. There we go. All sorted as we go into round one. Vendetta trying to set up for an early defensive position here, and Voltage nearly connects with Whiskey but can't. Mayhem definitely want to take this map the best they can. Ooh, and James catches the Whiskey with the nade. The audio of the down is enough for Mayhem to then come collapsing forward. Goat finds a shot over the top. Chip relocates, well, pretty far forward, all things considered. This objective is actually much farther back, but Chip way up here in the middle, looking for another pick. I think that defensive flash exposed Chip's location. Yeah, I can hear James calling out Chip's spot here. Oh, and James does try to peek to catch the kill. Chip's going to push forward off of that, and everyone from Mayhem does come collapsing in. Fuse still a bit far forward here. One of two left for Vendetta as Marksman pops out to find Catholic Goat down. Oh, and a nice approach here on the Fuse's location. Oh, and Fuse pops up to find the kill. Trying to push up off of James' footsteps. Rotates around to catch Voltage out. James is alone in a 1v2. I don't think Steve saw James on the cross there. With how Steve is still holding this angle, I think James may have an opportunity to maybe rotate around this defense a little bit. They're going to have to commit to some pretty risky moves soon enough. But they got 2 minutes. Oh, and Fuse nearly had the angle. James is rotating, though, and does get identified on that rotation, so this move may not be the safest. Fuse pops up to find the kill. And a very nice defensive hold from Vendetta puts them up 1-0. Do apologize. A little hydration here. For those just tuning in, you missed a lot. Mayhem took 2 maps. We're up 1-0 on Cargo here. Excuse me, Vendetta are. So round 2 goes. Chip nearly team killing Steve there. Steve with a big kill. Be able to push this objective. Vendetta could have an opportunity for a cap attempt on their hands. We'll have to see how they make the next big cross they have to make here. Man, shutdown coming in here from Oaks and high voltage. Fuse does catch Marksman. Oaks going to try and nade their way out here with a nice flash. Tries to push up to Fuse. Fuse throwing back a counter flash. Doesn't catch Oaks, and Oaks re-peeks, but doesn't catch Fuse. Continues to cross over, and Chip nearly finds those shots there, but 4 minutes left. Everyone takes a bit of a pause. Oaks still trying to peek out. Fuse finds that kill. Volsage, the last defender for Mayhem. use gathering some resources. There is a smoke at their feet there they could utilize. Try and blind Volsage's line and get behind them. Oh, and they find the kill. Vendetta are up 2-0 on their map pick. They managed to take the first objective with style. Ooh, we now go to a rather capable one, maybe a spot that Mayhem can bounce back to with a cap attempt, I would imagine at least. Mayhem found themselves in this situation in Suburbia, but then they managed to come back 4-3 win, so see if they do let Vendetta get away with this, so to speak. But if Vendetta can hold here, they go into a Marsoc round with a capable objective. If they can't hold here, they go into a Marsoc round where they can cap, so either way, they find themselves in pretty good space here for these next 2 rounds at the very least. Very little pressure on them, and well, they've had pressure on their shoulders pretty much the whole series until this final map when loss has already been counted. They still have to obviously try and take rounds and minimize that loss, which is what they're doing well enough here. See how big of a minimization they can make it, and if Mayhem will get any on the board, go back into it for round 3 on map 3. Oh, I know what happened. I hear you guys don't hear the game audio. I see what happened here. There we go. Problem solved. I guess it's been just very quiet for you guys these last few minutes.
One far left in the building.
Ooh, Voltage nearly does find Goat there. Chip with a nice frag up through the middle. Pops out to catch Marauder as well. A 1-2 punch on the Mayhem. They're down to 3. Oaks able to shut down Chip, getting over aggressive. And the 1-for-2 exchange. Still a pretty forward defense here with Vendetta investing Whiskey, Steve, and now Goat pushing forward. Actually going to be behind Voltage, but Goat's blind. They don't shoot, and Voltage runs past them. Free pursues, and Voltage finds the kill. A odd exchange there that puts Mayhem into a 3v2.
Location.
I'm right side. I killed one right side just now. Let's re-up ammo and stuff. He's back in the middle. I got a flash. Let's swarm this. I'm gonna flash the middle. Let's go in there.
There's one lives, I think.
Stagger it. Go. You go first.
Utility coming in heavily. Whiskey flashed out on objective. Voltage crashing forward here. Tablet comes out and it's under a heavily defended trio. Good flash though. Fuse shuts it down. Vendetta up 3-0. A strong showing on Cargo. Maybe this is more of what they wanted to replicate on Suburbia, but obviously Mayhem maybe playing a little bit more casually here. They do have to go on the defense now. And we heard Vendetta in talks. Maybe they should go for a fast smoke cap play on offense. So they very well could be planning a heavy utility push here onto this objective for this next round. We'll have to see as they go on the attack. And we go into round 4.
Flashes. I gotta nail my flash.
They're gonna have an LMG as well. Like, they'll just
Yeah.
spray on.
34 nights.
Man, it's
They're gonna push over this one?
clicks.
34 nights. Okay.
Voltage pushing forward. Does get Whiskey.
-1.
Quick trade with Goat on the back end.
44.
Mithril smoked out and behind as Chip shuts down Mayhem getting aggressive. Vendetta down to 2. Mayhem down to 3. Marksman pushing forward here. Chip shuts that down. Mayhem trying to just fling themselves at the problem with not terrible results. 2-2 now. Four minutes left, so a lot of time. Oh, and I don't think James can see Fuse behind that beam. They do push out. I wonder if they'll check that tight corner. Tries to cross in front of Mithril. Mithril catches the kill. Mayhem get one on the board on Cargo. They don't invest in a over-aggressive push, and Mayhem instead throw one of their own at them, and Vendetta definitely get picked apart a little bit. Mayhem now looking at an opportunity to tie this up 3-3 on an objective that is very capable. Have to see if they can string it together. Definitely a moment to go for this cap play, if there ever was one. Have the series won. No pressure on losing the map, but if they can get a cap here, they put themselves into a tie game. Or they can then maybe throw some counter aggression again at them for the final defensive round. See if chaos prevails. Ain't gonna happen, we'll have to see. We get into it. Vendetta on the defense. Mayhem on the attack for round number 5.
Flash me, please. 6:30.
Oh, get over the building. Damn it.
Definitely a heavy smoke and flash application coming in here. Oh, a friendly frag downs one of them. Marksman drops their nade at their feet. That's an explosive that kills both of them. And in a comedy of errors, Mayhem find themselves with just Mithril alive and Vendetta with 4. Well, not a lot, not anymore. A absolute chaotic round for Mayhem, where they kill themselves with nades more than Vendetta ever could. They go up 4-1 to take the final map, and the series score ends at 9-9. Mayhem take the series win. Vendetta do have that loss in the books, but it'll be minimized to a solid degree. That's going to be it for us here on the Caster's Desk. My name has been NightFiree 2 East. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, stay classy.